Welcome to the Magical Medicals podcast. I'm your host, Buddy Abrahams.
And I'm Terry Allen.
A show about the moments that changed people's lives forever.
Hi everyone, happy to have Sophia with us today, who she's kindly agreed to come on the Magical Miracles podcast to share her divine story. And we met Sophia through her parents that came on our show a few weeks ago, which is Chris and Jean Nolan, founders of the Inspired channel. And we were just asking your parents that we hadn't had anyone young on the show to share their experiences. And I think that that would have really helped for young people to hear it and not feel that we're just sharing older, maturer people on our show, to get, you know, that there's also magical moments and miracles can happen at any age. So we're really, happy that you're with us today. And
thank you for having me.
To share your story. And so it's all yours, darling. So far away.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna tell y'all how I started of being an influencer, and it was like not intentional at all. I think it was 2018. I had my ex-boyfriend lived in Florida, and the sunsets there are so beautiful. So I mainly just started taking pictures like with all the different like sunsets, and started posting them on Instagram. And that's kind of how I got into it. And then I just kept posting stuff on Instagram, just like because I wanted to share like all the beautiful moments in Florida. And I just gained more and more followers. And at this point, it wasn't even anything like serious. And then my friends started telling me, well, you know, why won't you like start posting about your fashion and stuff like that? Because I'm very much like into fashion and always like the newest trends kind of. So my friends started taking pictures of me in like different like fashion outfits, and I started posting that. And soon the first brand reached out to me asking me if I wanted to collab with them. And at this point I was like, what even is that? Because I mean, it was 2018. I was 19 at that point. So I wasn't like, it wasn't really a thing for me. Like I've never even heard of like influencing before. Like I knew it was a thing, but I didn't know like how it worked or anything. So I was like, oh, well, like, how does that work? Like, what would you want me to do? And they were like, well, we want you to send our product. And I think it was a tanning, self-tanning stuff. And we want you to show it off on your Instagram, like take a picture with it, you know, tag us and in the picture and like explain like who we are and like what that product is doing for you. And in exchange for that, you get our product for free.
Okay.
And I was like, I mean, yeah, why not? That's like super cool. Let's go for it. And so they sent me their product. I did what they asked for. And I wasn't sure how other people would like, you know, feel about that, me like posting something like that, because it's like a sponsored post. So a lot of people are just like, you know, like jealous. So I didn't know how people would take it. And was like, maybe they think I'm just like a wannabe or something like that. Yeah. But I got a lot of positive reactions. And so that was kind of like how it started. Right. And then I was like, oh man, that could be something eventually that would be cool, you know, being an influencer. So I just started like researching to how to get more followers, how to like improve your content, like the algorithm of like Instagram and stuff. And then I just kept posting, kept finding the right hashtags for my posts to get out there. And then more and more people started following, more brands started to reach out. And then at that point I was like, okay, well, if brands can reach out to me, then can I reach out to brands too if I like them? And then that's how, when I started reaching out to brands I like too, I just found I wrote down like a general message about like introducing myself. Who am I? Like, why would it be beneficial to work with me? What do I have to offer? And that's what I sent to the brands that I liked. And really a lot of brands reached out and were like, yeah, let's do it. I mean, there's always going to be someone who's like, oh, I mean, it's just not in our budget right now, or, but yeah. So that's kind of how I started, kind of how I got like more into it, because then brands also like repost your pictures and stuff like that. So their followers see you and then might follow you too. So
did you obviously, because do you follow any of the teachings? Because obviously your parents share a lot of the Abraham Hicks and they're into all that energy. And was that a part of your life? Did you also embrace that? Was you using it? Was you asking the universe? Were you connecting?
I got to admit, at first, I was always like, my parents are a little bit crazy, I would say, they're always like, oh, the universe is going to do it for you, and like have that positive attitude and energy. And at that point, I was really, I was not believing in that.
But when you did it, was there an expectation?
I don't think I had an expectation.
There was no expectation, because it was just, you just put it out there thinking.
Right.
If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't come, it doesn't come, right?
I think she's doing it innocently.
Correct.
Right. I feel like I just, now I just have that mindset. I already see myself doing what I want to do. And that's usually how it happens, because, for example, I really wanted to get into like the filler and Botox world, which my parents were not a fan of whatsoever. And I was always afraid of needles and everything, but I was like, I want to do it at some point. I want to do it. My parents were always like, no. And I just imagined in my head, like, it's going to happen. And then really it was a few weeks later, I get an email, and it said, it was from this esthetician place that is about to open up in Franklin. And they asked me if I wanted to work together with him for the grand opening, and I could get any treatment what I wanted for free. So Botox, filler, or whatever.
Did you think that was a manifestation of yours?
Yes, I definitely think it was. Yeah. Because I wanted it so bad and I imagined it so bad. I was like, it's going to happen.
So talk us through that process with some of the viewers in terms of how did you physically manifest that?
Well, how I do it, I think it's just like in my head, I already create the image of what I want, For example, let's say I wanted to get my lips done. I already just imagined in my head my lips are bigger and everything. I do not imagine like exactly how it will happen, just that it will happen.
So she's basically just doing the lips. She's not putting out who it's going to be or what it's going to be or when it's going to be. It's just, I
want. And
okay, understood.
Yeah. And I don't know, there was like this pink supermoon, and for that I wrote like down all the, like I wrote down what I was thankful for that already happened, and then I wrote down what like I'm manifesting, but I already wrote it down as it already happened. Like,
so she's writing it, not asking. She's writing as if she's already received it.
Right. I was like, I'm so thankful for my big house, for example. So like as it already happened. Yeah.
Did you find that your own words? Did you get it from listening to the teachings through your parents, or was it just your own feeling and your own way?
I think it's just my own feeling in my own way. Yeah. And I even told them that I was doing that and then putting it out like on the porch with the moonlight shining down, and I put a water on there on the paper so that I would absorb like the water like from the moonlight in my manifestations. And they did it with me then. So yeah.
Did you get the feeling to do that yourself, or did you read upon it somewhere? Or?
I read about it that someone was doing it. I was like, okay, I mean, I think that's kind of cool, so I'm gonna do that too. Yeah.
Interesting. And so you then drank. So you put the water on top of the paper, and
right.
Then you drank.
So you drank the words. You drank the emotion, the energy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
I've not heard that one.
That's
That is one.
I saw it on TikTok because I don't know how, but I kind of got on spiritual TikTok. So I get all these like manifestation. I get all of those videos now. It's really funny. I love it.
And do you feel that? Do you still have an alignment? Like you're obviously in alignment because it's coming in for you. But do you have anything? Do you specifically pray? Do you use any angels? Do you use any guides? Do you?
No, not really. I feel like, God is there, just listening,
And you're just using that energy
right.
with yourself.
Right.
And is there anything that you do every day specifically, or?
No, I wouldn't say every day. It's just like when something comes to my mind, I do it, but not really every day. Maybe unintentionally, but not intentionally. Yeah.
And then what happened after that?
After what exactly?
After we were on the bit with the
influencers. So you've approached some of the brands now. You've approached some of the brands for you to see if you could sponsor some of them or you could promote.
Yeah, I definitely on my paper I did ask for more sponsorships and stuff, and I did get quite a lot more. Yeah, I have about, I would say, at least 4 to 8 packages coming each week with stuff. And it's not just free stuff. You also get, at this point, I also get paid to post. So it started out with just gifted products, but now I'm at that stage where I get paid plus gifted products to promote. Yeah. So that's very cool too.
So this is obviously a career. This is a path that you decided to go about and do. So apart from brands and apart from that promoting, have you ever thought of doing something with all your followers that is a little bit more inspirational, something that is giving back to the planet, something that you want to get more involved with regards to you, because you have a voice. You have a voice now. You have followers that trust, believe, they understand you. You have a relationship with them. So yeah.
Yeah, that is very true. Well, I do like to share inspirational stuff where someone needs help, to repost that to spread awareness of that. But at this point, I feel like my account is not focusing on I'm a fashion account, so people do not. So I do not voice my opinion too much on things because people are just very judgmental, especially right now. Everything you say is kind of against you. So my account is very unpersonal. I do not write anything about me. So it's not like I'm someone who says, oh, today I'm having, I don't know, the greatest day of my life, this and that just happened. I put in as less information about me as possible. I tried to keep it just
business,
professional and business. Yeah, that's what I do because, everything you say can be against you these days. So that was just what I wanted. I never wanted to be one of those super famous people that everyone knows everything about you. I never wanted that. So I just always kept it like, yeah, just professional. And I think my captions are usually like lyrics of like songs that I just like, that, I don't know, that inspire me for this week, I guess, or that fits to my current situation. But yeah, it's nothing that I write down about myself. Yeah, if that makes sense.
So how do you feel within yourself with regards to the work that you do from an emotional point of view? Or it's just, there's just no attachment at all. So it's just purely, this is basically, there's no emotion to it. You just do that. And that's basically it. Explain to me the difference between being emotionally involved with that brand or with that post, or you just not, you just, this is unemotional. This is the brand posting, and that's basically it.
So I think I'm emotionally attached when it comes to the brand, because I only pick out brands that I personally like. Okay. There's like many brands that reach out where I'm just like, okay, I just do not feel like you fit into what I'm posting, or like I do not like the fashion,
or the alignment doesn't fit energetically, right?
So it's not like I just accept everything. So that's not like that. So what I pick out is really what I personally would wear and do wear.
So basically she's aligning with how she feels,
with the energy.
She would wear it, she would do it, she would,
right. I would like everything I promote. For example, okay, that's what I got yesterday. It's called Verb Energy. And these are like caffeinated energy bars. I haven't tried them yet, but I thought, oh, that's something I would personally eat. I haven't tried them yet, so I don't know if they're good or not. Yeah. But for example, if something like that would not like, I wouldn't like it or anything, then I personally reach back out to the brand and say, hey, I've tried your product. I don't think it's good or whatnot. You know what I mean? I don't want to say anything negative about it. So like, do you still want me to post or not? Because if it doesn't feel right with me, then I'm not going to say, oh, tried these great energy bars, but they didn't do anything for me, So
basically you stay true to yourself.
Right. That's the biggest factor for me. Like always stay true to yourself.
And I think that's a great message, especially in your age group, not just
right.
Or for any age group, but your age group with the influencers and the whole platforms and everything is staying true for yourself. And
I think a lot of people just don't anymore. They're like, oh, I could get money out of there, but know that the product isn't going to work. So I'm still going to promote it. And I think that's kind of sad because I get influenced sometimes by people who are saying, oh, that's such a great product. I'm like, oh, gotta buy, And if someone just says that because there's like money involved, then that just kind of,
So you're doing it actually from a passion.
Right.
That's the difference. Do you know what I mean? So she's doing it like we're doing this.
Correct.
Because
there's an energy alignment.
There's a love. It's exciting. You find the joy in it. It just makes you feel good.
Right. Yeah. I love doing it. I really do. Yeah. I just don't want it to be a personal channel. Like it's kind of personal, like my taste, I guess, and everything, but like nothing about me like that.
And that's kept private.
Yeah.
And have you ever had a moment when you have during your work or even with your nanny, because it's another spectrum really, isn't it, with the children? Have you ever felt that presence and something really stepping to talk to you or guide you and you just know? In any way, through any senses or anything?
I mean, I guess, because I'm kind of like, maybe that's a good example. The kids I'm nannying now, I started nannying them when they were 2.5 years old. And then I stopped nannying them because their mom is kind of crazy. And so I was just like, okay, this is not a good situation for me right now.
Right.
And I really loved the kids though. So I was kind of sad about it, but I was like, I mean, what's meant to be will be. That's kind of my motto. it's always like what's meant to be.
So let it go if it doesn't feel right, and then just wait for it's right. I've got understand.
Right. And then about like 2.5 years like just passed by, and then I received a message from her, and she was asking something like really stupid, and I was like, I got this feeling that I needed to text him, the dad, to show him what she texted me. Because first I was like, okay, I'm just going to let it go. I'm not going to text her back or anything. But then I got this feeling, text him and show him what she said. And then he actually texted me back like right away and said, can I call you? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, you can call me. And then he called me, and then he just explained the situation about them like splitting up, and she's not there anymore. And he really needs help with the kids again. And then he was asking me, well, would you be willing to come back? Because she's not there anymore.
So you listened to your inner guidance, or a voice that spoke to you to call the dad.
Right. And out of me calling him, that was him. Like literally, he said, my grandparents were like looking after them, and they literally just moved back this week to New York. So I have nobody to watch them. So it was literally meant to be.
It was meant to be. And did you text him probably?
Yes, if I would have not texted him, it would have never been like, it would have never came up again, because he was probably like, see, you know.
So that was your intuition kicking in?
That was like someone or something telling me, like, I just knew I had to text him right now. Yeah.
Yeah. And did you don't meditate. So how do you feel you find that alignment? Is it you just hold your space, or?
I don't know. It just naturally comes to me, I would say. Yeah.
Naturally it comes to you. And what is when you're with the children? Because it is a different side, right? Because you've got the influence. And then
it is
so
very different.
Energetically that's coming in and bringing in for you.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm naturally really good with children, and children like really love me. And when the first time I came back there, they were so small when I was last there, so they couldn't really remember who I was. So they were just like standing there. I mean, their dad has already told them, oh, she used to babysit you. And they were like standing and just like looking at me with like big eyes. And then they were like, you used to babysit us, but I can't remember you. And I was like, yeah. But it took them like literally, I would say not even 2 minutes. And they were like already like so attached to me and like hanging on me again, like wouldn't let go of me. Because we used to have like a really strong bond, and they would not let go of me. And whenever I had to leave to go home, they would start to cry because they wouldn't want me to.
How old are they?
Now they just turned 6 on Tuesday.
So your mum has got 2 sets of books. So I think the second book was supposed to be for you.
So. Did your mum tell you that? She ended up with 2 lots of my books.
Yeah, she gave it to me.
And I said, I think they're meant to use for Sophia to use with the children then.
Yeah, I was working that every single day, and I just said, I want to read the books for myself first, so I know like what to do, and like, you know. But I like just started like looking through it and was like, yeah, I think that's very cool. I think they would like it, because they're like, one of them is like very imaginative, and she always makes up those like complete stories. And she's like, okay, let's just imagine we're princesses right now, and we're in Florida, and remember when we used to dive and you see that rainbow fish. And sometimes I'm like, oh, did that really happen? Or like, you know, because she's getting so into it. So I'm like, not sure, you know, I'm like, look at him like, oh, did that really happen? And he's like, no, we're still like being imaginative here.
What do you think brings the balance in for you? Because being with the children and then being an infant, they are 2 different things. Really.
Yeah. So, I'm always there on Wednesday and Thursday. And then, so that these are my main days where I know I'm going to be there. And then it's usually, it depends each week. And then sometimes I'm there like Tuesday and Saturday, Sunday too, like this week. And So I always just try to plan ahead and see like what days I have like off to do like take my pictures and stuff, and what days I have to focus on that. Because when I'm babysitting, I'm like I'm a different person. Like I do not dress up, you know. I'm usually just in like a hoodie and joggers because I'm just there to like, you know, be with them and whatnot. So like nothing like fashion or anything comes to my balance. Yeah, it is. I think it is a good balance because on my days off, then I know, okay, now today I gotta mainly just focus on that and do my shoots and whatnot. Today, Friday, yeah. After that, I will have to take pictures and shoot for my Instagram because I haven't had time this week so far.
So, Sophia, when you're having an off day, what do you do to balance yourself?
I usually really try to relax if I can.
Okay.
And just like, I love just laying outside and tanning and just listening to music. That's my favorite thing to do. Like, I don't even want to go anywhere. Most of the time I do work out, which I think brings me like a lot of balance and peace because that's usually like my time with myself, like focusing on myself, I guess. And yeah, so
basically, when you feel you're feeling a little bit off or the energy's not right for you, you just sort of let it all go and just relax.
Yeah.
So you don't fight against the energy, or you don't go.
Yeah, I usually try to like stay away from people then and just like be off my phone and just like try to focus on myself and like, you know.
You are doing all of the law of attraction energy teachings, really,
without knowing.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, because if you listen to Abraham Hicks and you listen to many others, that's exactly what you're putting it in your terms is what they're talking about, really, over and over again.
Really?
So I think something went in from your household into you through listening to it somewhere in the background or something, because by what you're saying, when you're not, you know, a lot of people, when things aren't feeling great or you're not feeling great that day, you keep pushing against it and it's just not going to work.
No.
You're not in that flow, you're not in that mindset, you're not feeling right, so you're not in the alignment. You just know you're not, so you just think, I'm just going to sit and relax today. I'm just going to sunbathe. I'm just going to read a book. I'm not going to be around anyone.
You know, I'm an Aries. You know, I get irritated really quick. That's just me. So I know.
You drop the bag quickly.
Yeah, if I'm not having a good day, like I know I'm just not going to be around people because
I'm like,
most likely going to be
well, we're exactly the same, me and Sophia. I'm exactly like you. When I'm off, and that's it.
Right.
But he's a little bit different. He will just keep going.
I'll keep going until I'm like, okay, that's
me.
it.
I just say to him, sorry, not for me today. And I have to know.
Yeah, that's me. And sometimes, you know, I made those decisions to meet with people when I was in a good mood. And then I'm just like, no, that it's not going to happen for me today. So I'm like, sorry, but like, you really don't want to hang out with me today. I'm telling you that right now. So that's how I even like, you know, don't even get in an argument or conflict or anything. Because I used to really just push it, you know, I used to just not listen to my needs, I guess, and would just still go out and then just be in a bad mood.
Like you just said, listen to my needs.
Yeah.
I like that as well.
I like that. That's really good because we don't sometimes.
Yeah.
And we have to stop and listen to our needs.
It's interesting because your generation is very much on the mobile, very much on Instagram, but you still listen to your mind, you still listen to your environment, you're still aware of the energy around you, which is extremely rare, to be honest with you.
I think so too. I really think so. Like I think I'm always like I always try to be the positive one in my friend group because they're, you know, always complaining, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, you know, if you're always in that mindset, that's just what's going to happen to you. You keep going to you keep struggling and you keep going to be in a bad mood about everything, you know, because that's just what you're attracting. Yeah. That's what I'm always saying. Like, you got to have a different mindset because you attract what you send out there, you know what I mean? And that's what I always tell people when they're being like unkind, for example. I'd be like, well, was that like really how you, like, is that how you wanted to be treated? And then they're usually like no. And then like, okay, well, then maybe you gotta like change the way you like interact with people, you know? And just, yeah, I don't know. A lot of people do not have a positive mindset anymore. And it's like very draining sometimes where I'm just like, come on.
I do feel though, because obviously I work with children and teenagers as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they are, because of what they see on the news,
right,
or whatever they're seeing outside, it is having an effect on them.
Right.
It is having an effect of there's a depression, they're feeling down, they're feeling like, what's the point? And because you're talking to your age group, it's a lot older. So what would you say to them?
To the children or to my age group now?
To your age, let's do your age group.
I don't know. I do not watch the news.
We do, yeah.
That's like the first thing. Just do not watch the news. And I feel like just always try your best to think positive. You know what I mean? That's just my message. When I see myself getting in that like feeling again of like, you know, I don't know, that kind of depressed feeling or whatnot, I just, you know, take a step back and try to remember like what I have and like what I accomplished and what to be thankful for. And then, yeah, I feel like I used to be not like that. I used to be like grumpy and whatnot all the time. What
changed for you? What did you do differently?
I really don't know. I think at some point it just made a click and it was like, can't do it like that anymore. You know, I wasn't really eating. I wasn't sleeping. That was last year. And then I was like, okay, Sophia, you gotta get yourself together. Like,
did anyone inspire you, or did anyone say anything, or did you watch anything, or do
you think it's because you're being your authentic self?
No, but there was a moment where she wasn't, and now something clicked for her. So can you remember anything?
Well, so the main thing was I was very unhappy with like my past relationship, and then it ended, and then it was just like it crashed, like I didn't want to do anything anymore. So, and then out of that, I tried to find myself, if that makes sense, you know, because I was like so used to just looking out for like his needs and stuff. So I just like totally forgot about mine. So I kind of, since it was like when I was like, we dated for almost 3 years. So that was like my, you know, adulthood, like growing to be an adult. So I never, so I had to learn, who am I as an adult, not like who are we, you know, or who is he? Like I just had to find myself, I guess.
Find yourself and what your needs were. So you were putting for yourself.
Right.
Which is what you do when you're younger.
Correct.
You do, unless, and sometimes you still do it when you're older. It's just whether you learn to change that or not.
And do you feel when you change that, everything in your life started changing?
Yeah. I mean, I started, you know, I was like, from one day to the other, I was just like, it actually started. I think that's how I got into it. I started taking daily walks with my parents.
In nature.
And every single night we went for a walk for like an hour or something like that. And that kind of just like calmed me down, like got me out of the house again, you know. And we just had like great talks. And my mom was always like, you know, what's meant to be will be. And like, you just gotta start thinking positive and like think about what you have. And she's like, you know, don't be sad about it right now. Just look back at what you've accomplished this year with like your Instagram and all of that, because it like when you're at that stage where you're so down, you just don't think about anything positive. You know, it's just like you forget about the good things you accomplished. So that's when I kind of went back and was like, I mean, okay, yeah. I mean, I did like accomplish a lot of things. And yeah, from walk to walk, I got better, I guess. And I started going out, and I met a completely new friend group. And we just started hanging out like every single day, going to the lake, and
vibration changed around you, that's right.
Because she shifted her mindset.
Right.
By walking in the nature, it cleared her energy, it realigned her, gave her time to think and to just, get back into your own self alignment.
She got back to you. You go back to you in terms of who you are really and what do you want to
And they're nice steps to tell young people. Why I'm asking you this is because I've been having a lot of teenagers or people around your age, and they've either broken up or something's gone on, or they haven't seen their friends anymore through the pandemic, or don't come out of their bedrooms.
Right. I mean, I still have friends like that, to be honest. They're still in quarantine. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. For me, that's just not understandable. Kind of.
That's why I was asking about your tips as well, because
I do not live in fear. You know what I mean? I feel like if it's my time, it's my time, and there's nothing I can do about it. Like, everyone is going to die eventually. And if you're just going to keep living in fear, you know, that's also what you're attracting, you know? So honestly, for me, the pandemic had no influence on like my life or like my energy, because I just kept being in my great energy. I did not attract any sickness or anything. I haven't been sick like.
So yours was more, you had an emotional work to do on yourself. So it was more of a spiritual growth through that time for you.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Through going back to your, the alignment with yourself and the breakup of your boyfriend and getting back to honoring yourself, really.
Right.
So that was your gift, really.
Yeah. I mean, it like, for him to leave me was a gift, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I didn't see it at that time, you know, but
But I think always our hardest lessons are the ones that wake us up the most.
Right. Yeah. I think you have to, kind of fail sometimes or have that feeling of failure for like better things to come. Like, God has his way, and, if one door closes, like a better one is going to open.
When you were going through that time of breakup, did you ask God for healing or help or anything?
Did you speak to God?
I mean, sometimes it's like, why would you do that to me?
Having a tantrum.
That's like passing. That's like passing the book off. Love you to someone else, nothing to do with really.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's like, I hope you have like better things to come for me, than that right now.
So basically you got back into your alignment, and obviously with the help of your parents, your mother.
Right. Yeah. I feel like
nature.
Yeah.
And
definitely probably more my mom, because she tells me more like what I want to hear.
Oh, really?
And my dad is usually like, straight up, and my mom is more like, she eases me into stuff,
Well, that's a good balance. That's what we are. I'm like your dad. I would just give it to Michael, our son, and then Buddy sort of eases him around it, and I'm like straight in.
Yeah, I'm super straight up too. So I usually don't ease people into anything, but like I guess I sometimes need easing into
yourself.
Yeah, I'm so sensitive about things, and sometimes I don't care. So it's like, yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to share? Anything else? Any tips or anything that you would like to share with the viewers before you go, or anything you'd like to add or to say? Or I'm just trying to think, because I do have a lot of children, teenagers or adults in a way around your age,
right?
And God bless them, it's finding them back to themselves and letting go of the outside influences.
Correct. They get influenced very quickly.
They have been. Well, they've been influenced through the media. They've been influenced through the news or whatever's going on in their household. You have got something positive going on in your household. So forget that. So what would you anything else that you would say to them?
I think what's really important is to think for yourself and research things. It's not always one side. There's always two sides to everything. And especially with the media, when someone says that and it comes out completely different because people are influenced, So I think everyone should just do their own research about what they want to believe and not just believe everything they're getting told, kind of.
Really, when you're reading something, to feel the vibration of it, to feel the energy of that.
Right. I think a lot of people just don't do that anymore. They're just they hear that and that's right. That someone said that and that's right, without even researching it. Is that even true? Is that even what they've really said? Because, if you ask them questions then about it, they don't even know. They're just that's just how it is, Do
you do anything would you say walking in nature is your meditation? How do you switch off so you're allowing this alignment and this energy and these messages to come in? What would switching off be for you, or a time to, where you can really hear something landing? When would that be for you? What tools would you like to share?
I mean, I think you just gotta be alone for a moment. You know what I mean? Without any distraction from anything. You know what I mean?
Agree.
Be yourself. Be with yourself.
It's for me, it's walking in nature. Yeah. Maybe it's something else for Sophia.
Right.
Everyone's got their thing. Maybe someone's meditating. Someone,
Someone has to go to the gym or something.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
But she's right to be alone and switch everything off. So you get that you get that space within your mind for something fresh to come in.
Right. And just find kind of what that space is. A lot of people go work out and that's their space where they think or whatnot. Others just, I don't know. There's just a different space for everyone. And I just think you kind of have to find that and go with the flow.
What is your Instagram platform called, darling?
It's Sophia _Ana.
ANA.
Yeah, Anna, Sophia Ana.
Anna. Oh, yes, Sophia Ana.
Yeah.
Okay, lovely. So if anyone wants to have a look or see your beautiful work and the energy that's going out. And well, thank you for sharing those tips that are going to be helpful and sharing your journey and the alignment and the energy and the beauty.
Thank you for having me.
Through this session. We've really enjoyed speaking to you, and it's
been
lovely to have that, that age group and to share.
Thank you so much, Sophia.
Probably different.
It is very different, but you know what? That's good.
It is good.
Yeah.
It's going to help a lot of people.
It will help a lot of people around that age, and even younger ones that are coming up, the younger ones that are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
It's important.
Yeah, I feel like they need a lot of guidance.
And and that's lovely. And you're doing that with the children in your side as well.
Yeah.
Well, Sophia, thank you so much for taking time to speak to us today.
Yeah.
We're really grateful, and we wish you all the luck.
And we will put your name on the Instagram name below. And if anyone would like to come on the Magic of Miracles as well, we'd like to just ask people, please come forward, please contact us. You can email us.
Email us at info@themagicalmedicalspodcast.com. That's info@themagicalmedicalspodcast.com.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
Especially young people.
Yeah, young people,
today, they must have a magical moment. They must
like to share other people's stories to help others. Yeah.
Great.
Thank you, darling.
Yeah, someone comes to my mind.
That would be lovely.
Thank you so much, Sophia.
You're very welcome.